Thanks for joining us on King 5 this morning. I'm Christine Pei in for Mimi Jung.
And I'm Jake Wittenberg. We want to get right to that breaking news this morning. 3 people are now confirmed dead, 4 others injured after gunfire erupted at Seattle Center last night. A 2-year-old child is among the injured. Thousands were gathered for the annual Bite of Seattle festival, and we spoke to witnesses who ran from the gunfire.
First, everyone was running, but then I listened real closely and you could hear just this loud pop.
What happened here today at the Seattle Center was an unbelievable tragedy, and a horrific act of violence.
At this hour, Seattle police have 1 person in custody, but another shooter remains at large. This morning, you can see the flag on top of the Space Needle now sits at half-staff.
We have team coverage on this Monday morning. Farah Jadrin is at Seattle Center tracking the latest investigation, and Savannah Welch is outside Harborview Medical Center, where 3 of those surviving victims are being treated. Farah, let's start with you there where this happened yesterday. What are we now learning this morning?
Well, actually, we were just working to get on the grounds, Jake and Christine, but security is telling us they want us to stay outside of where the event was actually happening. And that shooting happened right outside the Armory near the Fisher Pavilion, the International Fountain, a very well-known area. And it was crowded for this event, as many people may have heard, or if you've gone to it before. About 100,000 people go to this event every day. Yesterday was the 3rd and final day. A lot of people didn't know what was happening because it's crowded. A lot of music was playing. Take a look at this video from a vendor booth. You can see people start to react to what they're hearing around them, but it's not clear what's happening. Workers take cover. You see people starting to run, and others looking back, not running, possibly out of confusion or what was actually happening. Many witnesses told King 5 they thought they were hearing fireworks at first, but quickly realized it was gunfire.
When it started shooting, when everyone started running, everyone got scared. I mean, pushing each other, running over signs. I mean, the booth where we were at got like kind of almost demolished. And by the time it kind of settled down, people were panicking. You can see people like shaking up.
Then when the crowd started moving quickly in herds, you knew it was something was happening. So we got down and took cover.
Well, 2 people died at the scene. 1 more person died from their injuries at Harborview. This event, Bite of Seattle, as I mentioned, is massive. 100,000 people estimated to visit every day. And again, yesterday was the final day of the event. So far, police have 1 person in custody, and they believe they're looking for 1 more person, but possibly more. And 2 guns have been recovered at this time. Stay with us here on King 5. In our next half hour, you'll hear from a man who stopped to help others as everyone was running away from the chaos. Live in Seattle, Farah Jadrin, King 5 News.
Farah, thanks. We'll check back this morning. Let's also get to Savannah Welch live outside of Harborview, where multiple victims are recovering this morning. Savannah, what's the latest?
Jake, of the 4 people who were transported here to Harborview, 3 people are still recovering this morning at the hospital, and 1 victim has died from their injuries. We've reached out to the hospital this morning for an update on their conditions, but what we do know is the hospital confirms all 4 people that were transported here came in with gunshot wounds. A 2-year-old boy, a 23-year-old man, and a 39-year-old woman are now in satisfactory condition, and a 56-year-old woman died. Another victim who was shot arrived at UW Medical Center last night. Harborview was placed on a modified lockdown as a safety precaution for the victims, and a large police presence was seen outside the hospital last night. Police say 2 other people died at the scene here, a 19-year-old man and a 44-year-old man, and that brings the number of total deaths to 3. Governor Bob Ferguson addressed the public yesterday from Seattle Center about the tragedy. Take a listen.
Any shooting like this is senseless. I think it's magnified for an event like this, and so all of us, our hearts go out to everybody who's impacted by this. I can't imagine being the parent of a 2-year-old toddler, for example, who's injured in a shooting like this, but for everybody who's impacted, our hearts go out to them.
And we're also hearing from other local leaders this morning about this, including Mayor Katie Wilson here. We'll bring you her response coming up in the next half hour. Reporting in Seattle, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.
Thanks, Savannah. Seattle Police Assistant Chief Tyrone Davis says several officers rushed toward that gunfire as soon as the shots broke out.
Thankfully, we had officers on the scene that were brave, went to those shots, and prevented more victims from being injured.
Video from a business at Bite of Seattle shows 7 SPD officers responding. The clip from Massey's Teriyaki also shows the moment shots were fired and people started scrambling. difficult to watch. Davis also said they have never had issues with this event in recent years.
Yeah, if you're familiar with Seattle Center, too, the shooting happened just east of Climate Pledge Arena, right by the Armory there, as Farah mentioned. It was just packed with people yesterday. Bite of Seattle is just one of the premier events in the city of Seattle. It's a public event at Seattle Center. No security entrances, so the public can just kind of come and go and visit these food vendors. As the chief of police mentioned, there was an officer or two there at the scene that confronted the shooter right away, but there are no surveillance cameras, he said, immediately trained on that area outside the Armory where the shooting happened, Christine.
The Seattle monorail, which takes you directly to Seattle Center, will be back open today. It was closed last night after police shut the area to investigate. They are scheduled to again reopen at 7:30 this morning. Meanwhile, the Pacific Science Center canceled showtimes last night. They will be closed again today. Guests who purchase tickets will be automatically refunded.
So there's a lot to get to throughout the day here on King 5. We'll have coverage here on air, and you can stream live updates on the King 5 app on your TV or phone. Watch for free.